Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. The Minnesota State Fair closed early last night after a shooting sent hundreds of fairgoers running from the area in a panic. Authorities shut down the fair around 10:20 last night for what they first called disturbances near the Midway. State Fair police later confirmed that officers responded to a gunshot. They later found a victim who was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police ushered people off the fairgrounds, and Governor Tim Walz tweeted, "We're monitoring the situation and working quickly to restore order." The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension has joined the investigation into the incident. The new police chief of Brookings says he hopes to live up to the expectation and legacy that the department has already earned within the community. Michael Dreck comes to Brookings from the Hudson Valley area of New York State and has nearly 30 years of law enforcement experience.
I started out as a local dispatcher in my hometown, putting myself through college, working midnights in my local police department, being a volunteer fireman in my local town, an emergency medical technician, and then I was a local police officer for almost a year in a small village in upstate New York, and then becoming a New York State trooper.
Drake says he'll also work closely with the Brookings County Sheriff's Department and University Police at SDSU to ensure the community remains a safe place to live. A farm near Lenox has transitioned to a long-distance running trail from extreme athletes over the weekend. Nancy Kirstein, co-owner of Good Earth Farm, has been hosting the annual blood run with her husband for the last 9 years. Participants run laps around their farm for a set amount of time, which can be anywhere from 3 hours on up to 36 hours. The event is designed to push runners to their limits. She and her husband are both runners, and they decided to host this event at their farm to provide runners with a different kind of environment.
The only motivation is just to kind of have fun. It's something that we'd like to have people out to our farm. We like the running community, and we wanted to have an event that was just all about the runner.
The 36 and 24-hour runners began on Saturday. Participants will run for 12, 6, or 3 hours today. Let's get a first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. It's been a gorgeous start to the day out there. If you've been East River, it's also been a chilly start to the day. We've had temperatures as low as the low 40s in a couple of locations, but as we go into the day, we will rebound quite nicely. Downtown we go, 53 at the top of the hour with a northeast wind at 5 miles per hour, and we will continue to warm up quite nicely through the afternoon. Our low temperature for what it's worth today was in the mid to upper 40s. Now we still have a few 40s out there, like in North Platte as we start zoomed out this time around, but we'll head back in after seeing that nice start to the day across the northern plains in the upper Midwest. 50s with a few upper 40s out there, East River, 47 in Marshall, 52 in Worthington, Lake Madison for what it's worth still in the mid 40s. Watertown and Brookings along with Ortonville at 52. We'll throw in Yankton for good measure, but out west we have some upper 50s to low 60s. That will set the stage for a very warm, if not outright hot day to the west. To the east, it'll be a little bit more seasonable, but everybody gets in on dry weather. We'll talk about the rest of your 7-day forecast, which does feature one chance for rain coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, inside the Washington Pavilion, you'll find hundreds of interactive exhibits at the Kirby Science Discovery Center. Back in July, the pavilion received a $1.2 million donation. That money will be used for the Science Discovery Center, which has displays centered around space, technology, dinosaurs, and much more. In Eye on KELOLAND will explain what this donation means for the future of the facility. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. September is National Recovery Month, and tonight's Inside KELOLAND looks at the importance of raising awareness about seeking addiction treatment and stem the rising rates of overdoses. We'll hear from a grieving mother who lost her son to an accidental overdose. Be sure to join me immediately following KELOLAND Weekend News at 10. It's Department of Public Safety Day at the South Dakota State Fair in Huron. Attractions include 4-H exhibits starting at 8, the Midway rides open at 10, and antique tractor shows at 11 o'clock. Highway Patrol dog demonstrations are at 1 p.m., plus the band Perry with special guests Lainey Wilson and Priscilla Block in the grandstand at 7 p.m. The State Fair runs through Monday. The Gathering of the People traditional Wachipi wraps up today with candy baskets this morning, along with horse and bounce houses for kids. The grand entry is from noon to 5, followed by a feed and greet from 6 to 8 p.m. and a closing ceremony. The Wachipi is taking place at 5371 East 60th Street North in Sioux Falls. Admission is free. Moparama in Sioux Falls includes an all-Mopar car show and Dakota Wheel and Jeep show at the WH Line Fairgrounds. Registration is from 9 to noon. The car show goes from noon to 3:30. Awards will be presented at 4 o'clock. And it's the season's final Sunday at the Vineyard at the Wild Prairie Winery near Brandon. Enjoy an afternoon of wine, beer, and music by Holly Vandenberg from 2 to 5. Racing season ends tonight at Huset Speedway in Brandon. The Bull Haulers Brawl offers big payoffs, including $7,500 to the winner of the 410 feature and a $3,000 payout in the 360s main event. Weichert's Livestock is providing a $1,000 bonus to the highest finishing driver in all 4 features combined. The gates open at 4:30. The opening ceremonies are at 7:30. Adam?
Well, if you have any outdoor plans today, you are good to go. If you're East River, temperatures get into the upper 70s to low to mid 80s. If you're West River, add about 10 or so degrees to what you see here for Sioux Falls' day planner, and you have a rough idea of what you're going to be expecting out there, with a well above average temperatures really taking hold out to the west. And that's as a warm front continues to move to the east and open that door for southerly flow, and by extension, those hot temperatures to come right back into the picture. Now, while we do have that warm front in the area and the cold front not too far behind, you're going to notice a whole lot of nothing through Tuesday, through Wednesday, and even through Thursday for that matter, as we are bone dry going beyond Labor Day up to a point. I mentioned we have one shot for rain. There it is. It's Friday with the passage of a cold front, which will move on through. It's a small chance for rain, admittedly, but it's the only shot we have over the next 7 to 10 days. So if you don't get anything from this, the waiting game, unfortunately, is going to continue, as we really don't have much help, like I said, on the precipitation outlook through Wednesday. In fact, going beyond the 7-day forecast, odds for below average rainfall win out toward the North Dakota border and out to the west, where we have kind of no color. That just means we have equal chances for above and below average rainfall. But quite honestly, I think more often than not, we do favor below average rain across Keloland. Highs today climbing into the 70s and low 80s to the east, mid to upper 80s to mid 90s out west. Overnight lows will be in the 50s and 60s, not as comfortable or cool as what we had seen the previous couple of nights, but that will set the stage for a dry but hot Labor Day out west. 90s to near 100 West River to the east. We're talking about highs firmly in the 80s. The rest of your 7-day forecast is quiet and progressively warmer, especially through midweek. And like I said, we do have that small chance for rain on Friday, and then we'll try and cool down a little bit next weekend. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.